Let's get right into it. You ever walk into a room and forget why you're there, then immediately start questioning your grip on reality? Or stare into a mirror a little too long and suddenly feel like your reflection is plotting something? Yeah. Welcome to the glorious mess that is the human brain in the 21st century. Today we're diving into why your brain, once a proud survival machine, now spends half its time glitching like a haunted Tamagotchi. This is why your brain can't tell what's real anymore. A countdown of the weirdest, creepiest, and most disturbingly normal reasons your perception of reality is basically a fever dream with Wi-Fi. The fake face factory. Let's start with a classic. You're in the bathroom, brushing your teeth, and you glance at your towel rack, only to have your heart momentarily stop because your brain decided it looked exactly like a face. A very angry one. This is called pareidolia, and it's your brain's weird little hobby of seeing faces in places where faces absolutely shouldn't be. Clouds? Faces. Burnt toast? Faces. That stain on your wall you've been too lazy to clean for 6 months? Definitely a demon. Why does this happen? Because deep in your brain is a specialized area called the fusiform face area, which sounds like the name of a failed IKEA shelf, but is actually a hypervigilant face-spotting machine. It's so committed to its job that it would rather see 1,000 fake faces than miss one real one. Just in case one of them decides to attack you in your sleep. This feature was super helpful back when humans lived in caves and the rustling bush might have been a saber-toothed tiger with an attitude. These days, it just means your brain is constantly treating your electrical outlet like it's about to judge your life decisions. Basically, your mind's playing the world's creepiest game of peekaboo with nothing, and it's winning. Hallway? Probably a trap. Let's paint a scene. It's 2:14 a.m. You're standing in the kitchen, double-fisting shredded cheese and regret, when suddenly you freeze. The hallway behind you feels wrong. You're alone. But are you? Congratulations, you've just been hit with the being watched reflex. And no, you're not crazy. Your brain is. Psychologists call this gaze detection, and your brain is annoyingly good at it. Like weirdly spidey sense good. Even when your back is turned, your nervous system can sometimes pick up subtle cues that someone's watching, or more often, absolutely nothing, but your amygdala still slaps the panic button just in case. This built-in paranoia is ancient. Once upon a time, not noticing eyes in the bushes meant becoming saber-toothed tapas. So your brain evolved with a better safe than eaten policy. It doesn't care if you're home alone with a Roomba and a cat. If it hears a creak or sees a vaguely face-shaped shadow, it's gonna assume you're being hunted. The fun part? The more anxious you are, the stronger this feeling gets. So the next time you pause Netflix and sense a presence behind you, it's probably just your coat rack. Probably. Your reflection is judging you. There's a fun little trick your brain likes to pull when you stare in the mirror too long. First, it's just your normal, tired face. But wait a few seconds, and something starts to feel off. Your smile looks wrong. Your eyes are weirdly hollow. Are your features moving? Welcome to the strange face illusion, brought to you by your brain's love of gaslighting itself. Here's how it works. When you stare at a single point like your own reflection without blinking or shifting for a while, your brain starts ignoring details. It's a process called Troxler fading, and it's meant to help you focus. But when it kicks in while you're staring at your own face, nightmare fuel. Your brain starts filling in missing information with pure creative chaos. Warping features, inserting shadows, or just straight up replacing your face with a stranger's. Some people report seeing monsters. Others see people from their past. A few just see a slightly more tired version of themselves, which honestly feels like the worst one. It's like your brain opens Photoshop, hits glitch, and walks away. So yeah, that creepy moment when you swear your reflection blinked wrong? Not a ghost. Just your neurons being bored, rude, and creatively unhinged. Your memory is a pathological liar. Let's talk about your memory, or as I like to call it, your brain's fanfiction folder. Think it's a factual, reliable archive of your life? Think again. Your memory is less hard drive and more unpaid intern rewriting things from vibes and caffeine. In fact, one of its greatest hits is something called source misattribution, when your brain takes something you imagined or misinterpreted and files it under definitely real, probably Tuesday, totally happened. Let's say you're walking down a hallway, and you think you saw a shadow in the corner. You look back, and there's nothing. But your brain, being the helpful storyteller it is, decides actually, that was totally real and stores it as a memory. Even better, the more you think about that false memory, the more detailed and convincing it becomes. Your brain will start adding wind, creepy noises, glowing eyes, the full horror movie package, and none of it ever happened. So the next time you vividly remember a face in the window that wasn't there, or footsteps behind you that vanished, take comfort in this scientific truth. Your brain is just out here writing psychological ghost fiction in real time. Your ears are auditioning for horror movies. You're lying in bed. It's midnight. Everything's quiet until you hear it. Tap. You sit up. Another tap. Your brain immediately writes a full screenplay about a vengeful spirit who hates your furniture. Welcome to the beautiful chaos of auditory pareidolia, your brain's tendency to hear meaningful sounds in total nonsense, like footsteps in an empty hallway, or whispering when it's just your air conditioner having an asthma attack. This happens because your brain doesn't just process sound, it interprets it. It fills in gaps. It turns the creak of your floorboards into someone is walking behind you, and the hum of your fridge into ancient ghost chanting in Latin. This would have been great when the stakes were, did that rustle in the bushes mean I'm about to be dinner? Now, it mostly results in you leaping out of your skin because your upstairs neighbor sneezed. And here's the kicker. The more anxious or tired you are, the stronger this glitch gets. Stress basically turns your auditory system into a full-blown horror podcast. So no, that whisper you heard while you were home alone wasn't real. It was just your brain yelling, "Hey, let's pretend we're in The Conjuring tonight. Thanks, brain. Very cool." Your sixth sense is real and dramatic. You ever feel someone staring at you, only to turn around and yep, total eye contact from across the room? It's not magic. It's called gaze detection, and your brain is freakishly good at it. In fact, we've evolved specialized brain hardware for this, like the superior temporal sulcus, a part of your brain whose full-time job is basically watching for people watching you. And it does not take PTO. Your brain doesn't even need full-on eye contact to freak out. Just the suggestion of it. Ever notice how old paintings with eyes that follow you around the room feel creepy? That's your gaze detection system in overdrive. Even fake eyes are enough to get the panic bells ringing. It gets better. Studies show that you can often sense someone looking at you even when you can't see them, like from behind or on a camera feed. Your brain picks up subtle environmental cues, vibes, and that creepy heat on the back of your neck, then yells, "Someone sees you." Panic mode, activate. The downside? Your brain assumes the worst. It doesn't go, "Oh look, someone finds me charming." No, it's more like, that man across the room is plotting my demise because I made eye contact while holding a donut. Basically, you're walking around with a built-in paranoia compass, and it's stuck on probably danger. Your body is glitching in high definition. You're just vibing. Nothing weird. Then suddenly, the world goes weirdly vivid. Every sound is sharper. Every light feels like a spotlight. You can hear your own heartbeat, and that one shoe creak sounded like thunder. Congratulations, you've entered the hyper-awareness spiral. This is when your brain hits the enhance button on all your senses at once because it thinks something might be wrong. And what triggered it? Could be anything. A noise, a weird vibe, that thing where you accidentally think too hard about blinking. It's your survival instincts kicking in hard. Back in caveman times, this kind of full sensory alert mode was great for spotting danger. Now, it just makes you freak out in the middle of a grocery store because the freezer door made a weird sound. Worst part? Once you notice you're hyper-aware, your brain goes, "Wait, why are we noticing this? Is it dangerous?" And then boom, spiral time. This is your nervous system throwing a surprise party for no reason. And everyone's invited, including your anxiety. Your brain loves inventing people. Ever felt someone standing behind you, but when you turned around, no one was there? No footsteps, no sound. Just that thick, cold feeling like a ghost is reading over your shoulder? Say hello to the presence hallucination, one of the brain's weirdest, creepiest features. It's when you feel someone nearby, even though there's no visual or auditory reason for it. And no, this doesn't mean you need an exorcist. It means your brain is doing improv theater in the dark. Presence hallucinations usually happen when your brain's spatial systems, especially the temporoparietal junction, get out of sync. That part of your brain helps map where your body is in space. If something glitches, your brain starts inventing another person in your space to explain the weirdness. This can happen during sleep paralysis, extreme stress, or when you're extremely tired. Mountaineers and sailors report it all the time. They'll feel someone following them during isolation. Spoiler, no one's there. Just their brain simulating a buddy for survival. So next time you get that cold, crawling sensation that you're not alone, don't worry. Your brain is just auto-generating a creepy co-star. Neat, right? Your memories are lying to you. Picture this, you're walking down a hallway late at night. You glance at a dark window and swear you see something. A flash of motion, a figure, maybe even glowing eyes. You blink and it's gone. You brush it off. Until days later when you vividly remember that thing in the window. Here's the problem. It probably never happened. Welcome to source misattribution. When your brain confuses imagination with reality and files it away in your mental scrapbook like, yup, this is 100% true. It's like mixing your dreams into your taxes. Nothing makes sense, but your brain signs off anyway. Your brain is a storyteller, not a fact-checker. And when it can't explain a weird feeling, like a sudden spike of fear, it fills in the blanks with something that makes emotional sense. You were scared, so let's say it was a shadow person. Yeah. That'll explain it. Even worse, the more you replay that moment in your head, the more real it feels. Because repetition strengthens memory, even the fake ones. This is why your spooky mental screenshot of the thing in the hallway starts growing more detail every time you recall it. And soon you've got a full backstory for a ghost that never existed. Your brain, ladies and gentlemen. A creative writer with zero quality control. Even your eyes are sketchy. We love to think of vision as a high-definition camera. You look, you see, you understand reality. Except, no, not even close. Your brain cheats a lot. And one of its creepiest tricks? The Troxler effect. Here's how it works. If you stare at something for too long, like your own face in a mirror, your neurons start ignoring stuff. Seen it. Bored now. And so your features begin to vanish, melt, or mutate right in front of you. Your brain isn't showing you reality. It's editing out what it thinks doesn't matter. Unfortunately, your face isn't on the VIP list. Combine that with dim lighting, fatigue, or dissociation, and you get the strange face illusion. Your reflection might start looking like a stranger, or a demon, or your childhood dentist with unfinished business. Your visual system starts glitching like a haunted VHS tape, and boom, your bathroom turns into a horror movie set. This is also why people report seeing things when they stare into mirrors in the dark. It's not ghosts. It's your neurons on autopilot, trying to delete reality and replace it with something more exciting. In short, your eyes don't record reality. They negotiate with it. Your instincts are outdated. There's a reason you panic when you hear footsteps behind you, and it's not because you live in a horror movie. It's because your brain is still running prehistoric software. Way back when your ancestors survived by assuming that every noise could be a threat. That crack of a twig? Predator. That weird shadow? Enemy tribe. That oddly quiet moment? Ambush incoming. So your brain evolved to freak out before confirming any facts. That better safe than eaten policy kept our species alive. But now, it just makes your walk through a parking garage feel like a Jason Bourne scene. And the best part? Your body joins the party. Your pupils dilate. Your muscles tense. Your hearing sharpens. Your heartbeat goes turbo. All because you heard a squirrel. Modern life didn't come with a software update. Your survival instincts still think you're barefoot in a forest dodging tigers. So yeah, your fear of coat racks, hallway echoes, and mildly suspicious toasters? Totally valid if you lived in the year 30,000 BC. Today, it's just your brain throwing a panic parade you never asked for. Your pupils are tattling. Let's wrap this up with one of your brain's weirdest little betrayals, your pupils. Sure, they're supposed to help you see in the dark, but they also dilate when you're scared, excited, lying, overthinking, or seeing something you emotionally react to. Basically, they're living emojis that you can't control. And your brain notices them in other people, too. Without even realizing it, you register when someone's pupils get bigger, and you interpret it as they're feeling something intense. Your gaze detection system eats that up like popcorn. So when you feel watched, your brain isn't just detecting eyeballs. It's scanning for emotional signals, wide pupils, focused attention, anything that says, this person is targeting you, which is great if you're trying to survive in a predator-filled jungle. Not so great when you're just trying to buy cereal and a stranger stares at you too long in aisle 6. Your pupils aren't just reacting to the world. They're part of the creepy social radar your brain uses to detect threats, romance, danger, lies, and drama. Thanks, evolution. Super subtle.